Malaysia. A good place of the country have been fantastically been pretty new so far for this. But this time, guys, it's not like we are following there, guys. It's this like in Austria, like it is. Hello, everybody. My name is James. We're here, and we're gonna play to the Malaysian Grand Prix for the second round of the World Championship, guys. And obviously, I have all these trying to go back in Australia for the first way of the season now. We're able to qualify for this Malaysian Grand Prix, and hopefully, we're having a good new system. We're going for this far for this. We've got a new light system. We've got a new track to do this track so far in Malaysia, guys. But let's see how this one ends up playing. Would not be better for this. But let's see how this new second would do better for the 2011 race. So we're about to get ready to go. Here are this Malaysian Grand Prix, and we're getting ready to qualifying for this. But let's see who will be the first one going out. So the first one he's going to do a lap is the Spaniard of Fernando Alonso. How will the Spaniard would do around this circuit instead in Malaysia, and he's just begun his laps already so far. So it's a new track in Malaysia for Fernando, but let's see how the Spaniard would do after that win in Australia. So he is a champion leader though so far for this, guys. So what will Alonso do for this? So he's coming through now to the ultimate part of this sector. There goes through Alonso, and he will come around and complete a lap so far. But where he's going to go for this lap time? A 29.512 for that for Alonso. Good luck for him. So that will be putting him. He will be fast at 12 so far for this. All right, the Williams of Belica is next up, guys, and he's just begun his lap so far. So let's see how the Brazilian's lap will do. We'll do something like this. So Belica did get second place for Williams in the last race though. So that's a good one for Williams so far for this season so well for this. But how this one for this one in Malaysia, the news like it's going pretty most betterly than the last race in Australia we've been through there. So here he comes through to the final corner of the lap so far. Where did he go for this lap time though? It's a 29.291 for that, and Belica went up the track there. Okay, he took what? He gone faster. That's a good luck from Belica. You gone faster so far, Belica though. So that's a good luck from Belica. The next up is the McLaren Jensen Button next up now. So hopefully how will this one go? Oh dear, the sign has been failed off there, guys. Oh, don't worry. We'll get this up for tomorrow's race indeed. So yeah. So Bud did get a podium. He got it by the last lap when D'Ambrosio went off the track on the far lap of the race, and he only finished 11th. So he was 1% out of Bud to get his first podium of the season so far. So disappointed look for D'Ambrosio. So let's see what Button will go for this lap time though. So let's see where he would go. A 29.426 for that for Button. And that's a good lap so far. Indeed, he gone 426, that's going into second place. And that is Vitor Luisi off the circuit, so he's not going to set up to for the Spanish racing. That's a disappointing day for the HRT teams. So Vitor Luisi, he's not going to set up for this, guys, and I think he will start at the back of the field for tomorrow's race. I'm pretty sure he can get more paces for tomorrow. And next up is Michael Schumacher for Mercedes. So 7-time champion is now off now for his lap now. So let's see how this circuit at this new track of Malaysia could do for Schumacher though. This place is going pretty well so far here in Malaysia though. Bristol, I was pretty there for sponsor that one in 2011 though. But this one for this lap for Schumacher though, it's going to make it so far for him. Through he goes into the 5 car, he comes through now. But where he would go? A 29.382 for that. So Schumacher has gone. I think he gone third fastest. I think he has. So no, he's second fastest, just behind Belica. So he will be ahead of Button. Hopefully next time though, I'll write the qualifier assessor just before I record this. So far for next time in Spain, we'll be at the Circuit de Catalunya for race 3. So who is next up? It's the Williams of Pastor Maldonado. So he got in the points in the first race so far. Best facility for his 6th place so far. And Williams only in the Constructor Championship after that first race in Australia though. What could Pastor do around this circuit in Malaysia though? So let's see. Williams were faster in this one, but let's see what they could do for this second race of the season there, guys. Alonso is the championship leader though, but Williams are leading the Constructor Championship by just 1 point for Ferrari. This is going to be a good qualifying for this race indeed. Maldonado heading towards the 5 car right now, so let's see where he would go. So what would the long fearless racing driver go through? A 29.447 for that. That's going to put it behind Button in P4. Okay, so we had about 6 drivers down, but only 1 car didn't qualify. That was Lucy. But next up is Mark Webber. Wait. Why he's going to the pit lane? So that's where the pit gate's pretty good, but he's missed his lap time already so far. So he will have to go again for this lap time though. Okay, this time though, he missed the pit lane, so he gone for his lap now. So let's see what Mark Webber could do for Webber Racing. So Allianz is sponsor for the Allianz Malaysian Grand Prix for this. So can Mark Webber do something? He got into the point in the last race in Australia. His last season got 2nd place in his home Grand Prix in the last season in Australia. So let's see what we can do this new circuit in Malaysia. He didn't score any points out now before, but let's see what this new circuit for 2011 will do. Oh, 21.182. Wow! Excellent lap there for Webber. He has beaten Belka's lap time. So well done for Mark Webber to go faster than Belka. He's on pole at the moment. So we have new lights we got. Safety car, a checker flag, yellow lights, end the section, start the session, and start sequence. So that's what we got for this one. Next up is Vitali Petrol. Let's see what the Lotus Wear could do so far. So Renault have changed the lane to Lotus Wear now. So hopefully how this new black livery so far for this Lotus Wear is. What will Vitali Petrol do for this team? So he's just gone through the Allianz Park Bridge. But this race is going to be pretty much good for this qualifier setup for this, where he goes for that. But qualify is going well so far. What is going to be his lap time when Vitali crossed the line now? So we saw Webber come into the pit lane a few moments ago. So let's see where Petrol would go. A disaster last time, but he goes to the 29.457 for that lap time though. And he will go just behind Button. Okay, so the next track is going to be a Heikiko line for Team Lotus. And this is their home Grand Prix for Lotus team. So let's see what would Team Lotus would do, something like this. And oh my goodness me, I thought I took him off so far for this, guys. But I need to put on egg, okay? Oh my goodness, I'm going too fast in the corner. I need to keep him up so far for this lap time. Okay, that's a very good angle to see him. So heading down that hill, we just come past there. But what he's going to be is lap to way cross the line now for Lotus. So he comes around to the far corner of this track so far. So let's see what this lap time will go for this for Heikki. Cross the line on the 29.536 for that. So cover line is just going to be behind Alonso for that. Okay, and it's the other Lotus turn. It's Liana Tree. So both Lotuses finished the points, just like both Williams finished the points in the last race in Australia, though. So they only got about Lotus only got about 3 points so far. They were the lowest team from the 2010 season. But let's see how this one for this 2011 race will do so far in Malaysia with this so far. Team Lotus are looking forward to try getting on the podium for their home race this weekend, but hopefully they can do that so far for this with Finland's Coverline and Italian's Trulli. But let's see what Jarno Trulli could do to improve this Lotus team. So let's see where we go. 29.132. Wow, he gone faster than Webber. Well done to Jarno Trulli. Sorry, Webber, you've been missed out so far. Alright, let's get this start point knocked down. So let's try it. There we go. Now driver might get off the track now. Okay, thanks for that. Okay, so the next driver going to do a lap is Jerome D'Ambrosio for Virgin Racing. So, how would the Virgin driver do something like this before? He's doing good so far for this season so far because he was so close to get that podium in Australia until he went off the final lap of this race. And that gave third to Button. So D'Ambrosio, this is probably the start of the season for Virgin Racing though. So let's see if they can do better for this in Malaysia though. Their county is Britain. Let's see where they're going to go for this lap time though. A 29.466. That's a good lap from that for Jerome D'Ambrosio. Much like Richard Bradley do his principal in Virgin Racing 2. Okay, next up is the Sauber driver on the Mexican of Sergio Perez. Checo is off for his lap so far here in Malaysia. So, Perez was only a lap down in the last race in Australia. He did his pit stop in the pit lane, but that cost him time so far just by the pass of Alonso there so far for this. But let's see. The Mexican fans are here to see that lovely Checo to see he can do better for the Mexican driver for this. The last Mexican before him was actually Rodriguez in the 80s. So that's pretty good so far back in the past there. And Perez goes on a 1 minute 23. Oh, actually, no. On a 29.312 for that. that's a good lap time for that on the 29.312 for that indeed. So we're now going to go on the next driver to do his lap, Sebastian Vettel. So what would the German will do so far? So Vettel was out in the first race in Australia though, so he finished only 22nd in the last season in there after he retired for the last 3 races. He retired in Charlotte, he retired in Belgium, and he retired the last race in Abu Dhabi. Now he retired in Australia now. 4 disappointment retirements for Vettel though so far of the 2010 and 2011 season he has so far for this. So Vettel needs to try to catch up for this season so far for this Red Bull team, guys. And he goes on the 29.182 for that. And he would go just behind his teammate. He said the lap time same as Webber has. So he'll be ahead of him so far. So both Red Bull maxed the data for so far. But let's see what the McLaren Lewis Hamilton would do so far for this McLaren team. So he's off 3 laps so far. So what would the young McLaren driver do so far for this? So let's see what Lewis Hamilton could do so far. When he was at the last race of the season, he won the race, but let's see. He retired in the first race in Australia, though. And this 2011 season is not doing well for Hamilton. He only finished back 14th and 15th place in the championship in the last season. But let's see what we could do for this 2010 season, though. He comes around to the 5 corner of this track so far. So let's see where he would go. 29.332 for that for Hamilton. That's going to put it just behind Perez. So with 40 drivers down, there's only a few more up to go. Is Massa next up? So, a bit of flip there at the start of his lap so far. So, he's still there to clear the car so far. So, that was okay so far. That was a lucky save there for Massa there. That's a good save there. By the way, the car has failed perfectly enough so far for Felipe there. And hopefully what he could do so far for Ferrari. Now, he didn't get any points in the last race, though, because he went into pits to retire the car. So, unfortunately, that was not a good start to the season for Massa there. But where he would go for this lap time, though, he's going well so far for this. And goes on to 29.252. That's going to go ahead behind the Red Bulls, though. So, who's next up? It's Nico Rosberg for Mercedes. Let's see what the Mercedes could do so far for this. But this lap has just begun, started quickly there so far for that. But let's see how this lap would do so well for the Mercedes. Going through the quickly section so far quickly indeed so well. But the Mercedes powerful car is making him more exclusive for this race indeed. As he comes round now. So the final few corners of this track though. Where Rosberg will go for this lap time though. A 29.301 for that for Rosberg though. So he will be just behind Perez. So next up is the Lotus wear of Nick Heidfeld. So unfortunately he didn't get any points so far in the last race in Australia. But hopefully how would this bomb car will maybe faster for this race in Malaysia for the Lotus wear GP team. So let's see what Nick Heidfeld could do for the German do in Malaysia at this new circuit indeed. I love to see Nick Heidfeld back racing again. So let's see. Where we go. All going to pit lane so far, but we might get to him so far. What is going to be slightly across the line there? I don't think I can't see him, but he's it. That was a bit fast for that. It's a 29.392 for Heidfeld. So that's a very effectively lap for him. So let's see if he will do better for this next time out. So next up are Force India. Now, what they will do now, they have the good pace they have since the last week in Australia. And hopefully they fix the upgrade from Paul Dresser's car, became great out the track so far. But first up is Satu's turn. Let's see what he could do for this lap indeed. We just let Massa through, and he will push away from him. So that will be a good post marshal for Massa to get out of the way from Satu to do his Force India lap for in Malaysia. So this is the qualifiers that he going to pretty do well so far. Heading towards the penultimate and the 5 curves that he comes through now. Through a double left-hander he comes through now. And let's see what it's going to be his lap time. Will come around the cross line now. And cross line goes through a 29.406 for that. So not a good lap from Satu there. 406 is Primo Bomb's best is going well for that. The fastest the race is this. Yeah, the fastest race not very good for that. I was supposed to say fastest lap, not Bassett's lap. But then over that, Bassett's last is not very good. So Paul's the rester now for 40 has begun his lap. So what does Scott would do now? He got technical problems in Australia. He went off the track twice at turn 6 when he got off the track twice so far. So that was not pretty not good start to the Scotsman for Paul the rester though. But let's see what he can do in Malaysia. He's already on a lap right now for the first time ever in Malaysia. He failed to qualify in Australia, but what is going to be his lap time we've set in Malaysia. So hopefully he can do more better for this. A 29.793. That is not a good lap from Paul Dresser. Now he's going to drop down to the bottom of the field though so far. So now the pace is now on for Kamui Kobayashi for Sauber and the other one. So what would the good Japanese driver do? Some pretty much baseful work here at this circuit itself in Malaysia for the Malaysian Grand Prix. It will be cloudy sky, but might be seeing some rain for tomorrow, guys, in the Malaysian Grand Prix race. More progress for this so far for this. Not like Bassett. Nope, it's not like that. As Waspers of the circuit so far for this. But where would Kobayashi go for this lap time? He has crossed the line. It's a 29.251 for that for Kobayashi. Good, perfect lap for Sauber. They have better than the last race in Australia, though. Hope we can get back on top today. So, we're only about 4 more drivers left to go now for this session, guys. And we have seen all the other drivers doing their laps so far for this race, so far for this, guys. So, yeah, we've pretty got 4 more drivers left to go. And the next one is Sebastian Bray in the Scuderia Toro Rosso. Off he goes for his flying lap then. Here at this Malaysian Grand Prix circuit. Not like the Bass Full Wing. Maybe. But maybe not. That's not how they call it so far. But let's see. What could Bremen could do about this one for this, guys? Let's see how this one for this. Unfortunately, both Toros have failed to get into the points in Australia. Does and failed to finish the race so far. Disappointing weekend for that in the last race though. But where would they do it in Malaysia? Bremen crossed the line and got on 29.367 for that. For the Toro Rosso driver. And the Swiss one might go somewhere behind these drivers behind. We just saw Jaime Alguersuarez just start his lap before we just got back on it so far to do it another dry lap. So, never mind, that's okay. So, pretty soon you see all the drivers do their lap before we go recording again. So, let's see. What will Jaime we do if it's going to be a Toro Rosso though? So, pretty sure they haven't got any points in the first race in Australia though. What could they do and possibly get some points in Malaysia? Hope could do more places in the championship points still for that. Jaime's only gone on 29.5115. But that's a pretty good lap from him so far. 515. That's an excellent perfect lap from him. So next up is Noen Cadiquer in the Hispania races. So 40's teammate Victor Luis failed to set a lap time there because he's got problems with his car. Like any sort of technical problems or failures he has. But Cadiquer, oh, we didn't save his lap time so far for this. Oh, okay. He might have to go again, guys. Okay, this time though, he will begin his lap. Off he goes. So let's see what he could do for the Spanish racing team for HRT. So the Indian driver is completely doing his lap completely. Hopefully he won't go to the Indian Grand Prix for that. But let's see what he could do. As the Indian driver goes through to this left-hander. Is another double left. By the 5-2 quarter of this lap so far for this, guys. And where he will go. A 29.418. So he will go just behind Schumacher and Button. So currently on pole position so far for this race tomorrow, guys, it is Jarno Trulli for Team Lotus. So he's looking very good behind both of the Red Bulls in second and third. And Kobe is an excellent P4 for Sauber after the disappointment last race in Australia when he qualified third. And probably later in the race he didn't finish the race at all. But we've got one more drive left to go to finish this lap. And his team got in the Virgin. So let's see what he could do. Pretty sure how this car will be pretty technical around this circuit indeed. So before he goes into turn 5, he just come past. So a final 3 double corner there. A left-hander next up. And then a double left turn that he comes through now for the first one. And then the second one. Where he will go for this one? He's the 5 drive to do his lap so far. And we missed this so far. Let's see where he goes. A 29.576. 576 for that for Kamui Kobayashi though. So, actually, no. For Team O'Clock though. So, good luck for that Virgin, but I think we'll just go behind Alonso. That's a terrible lap for him so far. So there's the qualifying time for this guy so far, and Victor was the only one to fail to set a time for Hispania Racing. And everybody has set up so far for this Malaysian Grand Prix. I will see it at the results for this. And we can see, guys, Adriano True took pole position for Team Lotus. So the Lotus driver will took a pole position around this Malaysian Grand Prix circuit, guy. He was started by both Red Bulls, Webber and Feller started both each other. Has the Korean could be actually in the side before. Mazda 5th, had the Baker 6th. Rosberg 7th, had the Sergio Perez in 8th. Hamilton only P9, had the Sebastian Buemi in Thomas at 10. Then it's Schumacher 11, Heifeld to 2, Carter Kayan, then it's Button 15, Maldonado 16, Petro 17, De Bruyne only 18 place, Alonso 19. Disappointed day for this championship leader. Had an art behind Augustari, Kovalivan, there's Team McClock in the Virgin, and then it's Portuguese in the 14th and 23rd. And Lucy is going to start the race from the back of the field after he didn't set that. He was the only one who failed to set the lap time at 12 in the session. Well, hey guys, thanks for watching for this Malaysian Grand Prix qualifier, guys. It was fantastic, good to see everybody doing a lot of effort for Lucy. So this will be with that race indeed. So we'll see you next time for the race itself, and hopefully who will win the second race of the World Championship, guys, of the possible 18 rounds of this championship, guys. We'll see you next time for the race, guys. Until next time, guys, we'll see you for the race tomorrow. Bye! And see who will win tomorrow.